I will take you through SOLIDWORKS problem 18, Shear Plate. This is the PDF that you can find on Schoology. Notice that the units are in metric, and so we need to change our units in our part to metric. And the way to do that is in SOLIDWORKS. When you open up a new template or a new part, it will default to inches, pound, second. And so down here in the bottom right hand corner, you can adjust the units very easily on the fly. So we want millimeter, gram, second for metric. So this part is basically drawing lines and then dimensioning those lines as you draw them. It is not a good idea to try to draw just the basic shape and then start dimensioning. Draw a line, maybe draw two lines, and then dimension those lines until they're black, and then keep going around. So I'm going to start right here on this corner, and this is where my origin will be. I'm going to start a sketch on the front plane, and I'm going to draw two lines like that. So I can see that that is 94 and 140, or excuse me, 94 and 40. I'm going to close my windows so we're not interrupted. 94 and 40, and it has a 135-degree dimension between the two lines. So smart dimension. Okay, so now you can see I've drawn those two lines, I've added the three dimensions, and notice that all of my geometry is now black, which is fully defined, and it says fully defined on the bottom of our screen. So now I can continue with the next two lines, so a little bit at an angle here. Be careful not to add a automatic relation. So if I were to add this line here, notice the little yellow horizontal symbol below my cursor. I do not want that line to be horizontal. So make sure that you are paying attention to your automatic relations. Like that would add a perpendicular relation, which we do not want, and which would cause frustration because we'd have to delete some relations in order for the dimensions to work properly. So pay attention to your dimensioning and drawing. So let's see, 35 and 57. Now this is really important here. Notice how the way I hold the dimension from the line, this is parallel to the line. That's the true length of the line. If it's like this, that's not the true length of the line. That's actually how far it is from one point to another in the x-axis. So I want to make sure that I am parallel to the line. Let's see, 57 here. And now I'm going to add a 150-degree angle right here, and then on the outside, and then a 120-degree angle on the inside. So this will be 150, and this will be 120. Remember, you can position your dimensions so that you can see them clearly. They're not over the top of a line. It's just good practice to do that. So I'll continue drawing my next two lines. '87 and 61. (105 dimension degrees, 105 degrees). So this we do want a 90-degree angle right there. So when I draw this line, like so, I can't. Oh, now see, look what I did there. I added I added that in. That's a. I'm going to delete that right now. I do not want that perpendicular relation. Here I do. So it's okay. I can draw it not perpendicular and then add a dimension, or I can just add the relation perpendicular right when I draw. So I'm going to do that. Saves me a step, one less thing I have to dimension. Let's see, 48, 85. And then 150 degrees here. And notice there is my perpendicular dimension, meaning this is a 90-degree angle, so I do not need to add, even if, so if I try, notice what happens. It says 90 degrees, but as soon as I click, it says it's over-defined. We're giving the program too much information, so we do not want to do that. So as I continue around, 2 more lines, we're almost done. And my contour is complete. So now I can add in my 60-degree angle here and my 53. Now this is a key one. You want this to be parallel. 53, like so. All right. So now I'm completely done with the outside of this object. I do need to add in 2 circles and a slot. And so the 2 circles are not equal. This one is a diameter of 15. This one is a diameter of 17. One thing that is not really pointed out here, but the center point of this circle is directly above this corner. So let's go ahead and draw our 2 circles. I'm going to go straight across. Oh, it's okay, we can add some relations here. So this is 15, this is 17. So right now I can start adding relations. So I said this point is directly above this point. So I can hold control on my keyboard, click on both points, and choose vertical. It adds a vertical relation in. So now if I grab this point, I can't move the circle side to side. I can only move it up and down. I also want to line these 2 points up horizontally. So now the circles are lined up horizontal. Okay. And I can start adding in dimensions. So it's 24 millimeters from this line to the center of the circles. And from center point to center point is 73. So 24. Notice that circle is now black. It's fully defined. And as soon as we add this dimension here, this will be 73. That one is now defined. So as we're going through this, step by step, we're defining our geometry. So I am fully defined right now. That's good practice. So lastly, we are going to add in this slot. Notice there is a center line from the center point of this circle in this direction. This center line and this line are parallel. And then there is a center line down the middle of the slot that is 30 degrees from the original center line. So I'm going to draw my center line geometry first. And then add some relations. So this is 81 millimeters. So I want to make that 81 millimeters. I want 30 degrees between these 2 lines. I want this line and this line to be parallel. So notice everything is now fully defined except this one little point right here, because this line does not know how long it is. It is 24. So I will dimension this to 24. Oh, see how sometimes you have to stay close, and then you can drag it out so it's not crooked. So now I'm ready to draw my slot. So the slot tool we will use is a straight slot, and I will click from here to here and drag it out. Now you may notice that Mr. Clinton has made a mistake and left something off of this drawing. That is, what is the radius of this arc? Nothing tells us. All right, so that is my fault. I forgot to put that dimension on there. But that dimension is 9.5 millimeters. Right there. So now we are ready to extrude this part, this sketch. It is a 10 millimeter extrude. It's fully defined, so I can go to my Features tab, click Extruded Boss Base, and choose 10 millimeters. It does not matter if you extrude it backwards or forwards. And then lastly, this does have a material called out. It says alloy steel. So we went over this a little bit last week, but I can change my materials right here under material in our design tree. So if you right click, you might get lucky and have alloy steel. This is cast alloy steel. I'm going to check and see if there's just alloy steel. So alloy steel is not listed on our 10 default, so I will go to edit material, and we are using a steel. So I'm going to go and scroll. There it is, alloy steel. Apply, close. Notice that the appearance has changed a little bit. You want to make sure and save, and then you'll submit on Schoology.